I've been watching the previews and trailers for Disney's 2016 live-action version of The Jungle Book in theaters and on my computer. And at first glance, it looks pretty awesome. The scenery is amazing, the music seems to fit, although I can definitely hear the musical score of The Bare Necessities in there, which in the 1967 animated Disney movie was Baloo's song. It worked in that movie, but will it really fit the tone of what this one is going for? I'm not sure. I cannot yet tell if this movie is going to go for an overall lighthearted tone, similar to the Disney 1967 version, or a darker take, more similar to the original book. Based on the trailers, I'd say it's somewhat darker, but trailers aren't really all that reliable. I would like to see something more along the lines of the original book, as that hasn't been done in some time. There was a Chuck Jones short that did this in 1976, which was titled Mowgli's Brothers, which I think is the title of the first Mowgli story in the original book. There was a live-action version from 1994 that, in the way the story played out, a lot closer to a Tarzan story than a Mowgli story. But it was still good. And the only version, interestingly, where Mowgli and Shere Khan ended up respecting each other and being able to coexist. Oh, speaking of Mowgli, apparently Kipling intended the name to be pronounced as Mowgli, the O-W rhyming with cow, but I have to say I prefer the adopted pronunciation, Mowgli. I think that's how just about everyone reading the story would sound it out anyway. Also, the character of King Louie was one that was added in by the Disney cartoon. He's not in the original book. There is a tribe of monkeys called the Bandar Log in the original story, but they're not led by an orangutan. Orangutans don't live in India, and so for the new movie, they actually recognize this. Louie's species was changed to Gigantopithecus, which did live in India, but over 100,000 years ago. Kaa, also, while usually portrayed as more or less the size of a large Indian python, maybe reticulated python, seems to be closer this time to the size of Titanoboa, which admittedly would be awesome, but wrong time period and wrong part of the world. Added to that, Titanoboa was much more aquatic than arboreal. I'm not sure what else to say yet. I really want this to be more like the original book than the Disney cartoon. Not because I don't like the Disney cartoon, I do. And it was one of my more favorite Disney movies when I was a boy. I can't say my absolute favorite. One of my favorites. But the original Kipling stories are considerably more interesting. Shere Khan looks awesome. Baloo and Bagheera seem like they'll be fun. And the boy who plays Mowgli seems like he'll be very good. But I'll have to wait a couple of weeks yet to see the film and really judge, so till then,